Ape Man Audio here again. We're on a new journey. I got a friend that gave me these Axiom M80 V4 HP speakers. And when they were given to me, both of these tweeters were messed up. He had this woofer out, and on this speaker, same thing. So I had to go and source some different speakers, and I ended up Frankensteining some of the old parts on this with new diaphragms. So I was able to get these speakers working, which then put me on another journey. Should I make a second set of speakers for this, or should I buy a receiver? Ended up buying the receiver, and then decided I had too much stuff. So what I'm gonna do is take this to a new location and gift it to them. Problem is simplicity of use. So this is a really old amplifier that I got for $100. It's a Yamaha Natural Sound stereo amplifier, A1000. It has no controller, it's all manual. It sounds beautiful. It can go class A at low power and get really hot, but still sound nice and warm. I can't really tell a difference. So I take it off of class A, at least in this listening environment. The headphone output on this sounds really amazing. It drives headphones pretty hard. Headphones that have high impedance. Anyway, back to the controller problem. Without a controller, makes it very hard to use with a television and adjust the volume on an old system like this. All we have on the back is RCA, excuse the rat's nest. As you can see, just RCA output. So how do we solve this problem? You get a little channel switcher. So this can go optical from the TV, which is what I want. I can turn it off and on, and I can also adjust the volume. So I can set this as the master, so never to go above a certain volume, and I can use this to control how low I want it to go. So let me show you how this would work. This is the controller. You can see it turn on and off. So as you can see, it's on optical. I have to manually turn on the system. And then there's music. And it flashing is lowering and raising the volume. And even though there's some dents in the cones, it doesn't really affect the sound. It sounds pretty amazing. And then I can turn it off. So if you didn't hear me over the music, basically I was saying I can adjust the volume up and down, which is pretty amazing. And then I can have the system turned on and off manually when people are done using it. I will cut to a video of what the other speakers looked like out of the speakers themselves, out of the cabinets, so you can see what I did to repair them. Alrighty. Okay, so you can do something that's called testing for continuity. That's the symbol you'll see. And if there's continuity, you will hear a sound. All right, that means there's an electrical connection going all the way around. So if your speakers work, you should hear that noise. Now I know this is a broken speaker, that's why I have this marked. But when you touch them, no sound. What that means is that somewhere in here, there's a break. Now this can be fixed if these leads here are where it's broken, because you can use some solder, you can use another wire. So what you would do is you would touch along the way, right? No sound. So I've already taken the screws off here. Now this is the voice coil, right, on the inside. I know there's an issue because when I go on the inside, I hear continuity. When I go on the outside, where the coils are, there's nothing. So I know that this thing is toast. It's not worth my time to try to fix this. because those windings are very fine. So the alternative is try to find an alternative. So I'll show you what I did next. Okay, so there was a bit of a journey to fixing these. Originally, I tried to maintain them to get them to work. So what that means is you can take them apart, as you can see, and they will be dirty. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little bit discolored. So what that is these are called ferrofluid. It's basically iron impregnated fluid. It goes inside the magnet, and then it helps keep these voice coils cool and helps them move around more efficiently and also acts as a lubricant. Sometimes that fluid is the culprit and prevents these things from working. So I actually went through the trouble of replacing the ferrofluid, cleaning these on several of these tweeters, and it didn't work. And what I found out was that several of them, much like this one, they just didn't work anymore. There was no more continuity. But what I did find out was on working tweeters, like this one, I could swap the coil or the voice coil around. I could move this around to different magnets. So the magnets were still working. So here's what we did next. When I thought that they were broken, I found tweeters that I could replace entirely. What I found out when I was swapping them out was that since I could take them all apart, I could just take the voice coil that came on this new magnet off. So that's what I did with this one. I took off the old voice coil, the new voice coil that's on here. This was $17 on Parts Express. This is an original speaker that's much more durable and has better quality parts on it. This part here costs like $80. I was able to take this apart, take the coil out, and just put this coil on the old part after I had cleaned it and replaced it with ferrofluid. And that is what you see inside those speakers now. And it works and sounds amazing. And what I was able to do was buy 2 of these, salvage parts off of this and off of this, and basically on the left and right speaker I matched the Frankenstein speakers with the these are the lower ones, and then the upper ones on the Frankenstein speakers are the originals. So I was able to almost put together a matched set of speakers using hybridized parts and repair for $34. And those speakers go for like $2,000 new, maybe $3,000 with the upgraded parts. So all in, with that new setup, I'm in about $200 for an extremely hi-fi system. All right, next video will be in its new setting.